don't know if you heard Cristiano Ronaldo today, who praised the Spanish national team and several players, especially Lamin, and also you. He's spoken about a top coach who's doing things really well, who is a leader, and who has been using discipline within this group. What do you think on what Cristiano had to say about you today? I always felt recognized and loved by the people who I want to be loved by, and I appreciate his words very much. I should express my praise to him as well. He's a legend in football. He's an example of the values that I like in football. Efforts, work rate, sacrifice, wanting to be better every day, never lower your guard. So he's an example, not only for the young, for everybody. And we are lucky to be facing a very powerful national team like the Portuguese, but led by a footballer who is going to go down in history and whose legacy is going to be indelible. So I really appreciate his words, and we hope to give the best show tomorrow. We have spoken a lot about Lamine Yamal. He's terribly young. He scored one of his best goals last year. How do you see him? How is he assimilating everything that is being said about him? Well, we've been trying to walk along with him in his education, right? He's only 17, but he's very mature for his age, and this kind of player. Really well prepared, really intelligent. He's more mature than normal people his age or other people his age, and he's living that with a lot of like as if something normal, and that's how we want him to be. Of course, there will be moments that will be less good, and we will have to stand by him. Right now, he's living through really nice moments. I hope he finishes this competition in the same fashion. We're going to support him for him to feel exactly the same. Following up of Lamin's second final, he's not only 18 yet. Everybody's talking about him. How is he feeling against a moment like this, or in the face of a moment like this? How has he been living the last few hours, and compared to other players before a final? You would be scared, not scared, but you'd be surprised if you knew how calm he looks. He's the kind of people who are special. For some people, this would be a maximum stress situation of maximum stress. But he looks so calm, so confident, because deep inside, he dominates this kind of situation. I insist. What for other people would be a super stressful situation or extreme, like living with anxiety, for him it's something normal. So he can just do anything he does normally. That's why he's special. And of course, he's very well accompanied with a great group, great atmosphere in the dressing room, and that helps a lot. Although he will keep reinforcing that attitude, of course. Day like today, in a year, next year, like same time next year, 2026, we will see the start of the World Cup at the Aztec Stadium. There is a murmur in the world of football that Spain will be among the favorites, among the best. But also, it's also like this on bets, and people are betting their money on the national team. Why do you think that there is this unanimity with people who bet their money on the national team now? Well, I think it has to do with the results, especially and the trajectory of our national team. So we all have different favorites depending on their taste, etc. But what's clear is there are certain objective data that mark this tendency, of course, and that we seem to have certain regularity in our path. But of course, if we don't win tomorrow, this tendency would change, right? So, but we will keep on working in the same direction, reinforcing the same thing, trying to improve as we always do. But there is a long way to the World Cup. So we'll see how we end tomorrow, and we will think about the next challenge. Of course, everything ahead of the World Cup. But we don't think about that. We are demanding with ourselves, and we have our own ambitions. We will try to get there as strongly as we can, with as much energy as we can, and in order to try to fight for such an important title. I wanted to ask, if your team wins tomorrow, you would be the most laureate, the national team with more titles in the history of the Spanish national team. Have you thought about it? Do you care about that? Do you not care at all? What do you think about that piece of information? Edu, how could I not care? Of course, it brings me joy, makes me proud. Don't think about it, because I know how difficult it is to achieve what we achieved and to keep winning and to keep achieving successes. But it's my duty as a sportsman, as a person, and as a coach, as a national coach. So I'm responsible for a marvelous group of players who go out there to win every night. And of course, I like the challenge, and I'm up to the challenge. If we make it, I will enjoy with the same. I will still be me, and if I don't make it, I'll come back the next day, and I will try to look for a new challenge, a new objective, to try and be motivated and to keep working. We spoke before about stars, and maybe the focus is going to be Cristiano versus Lamin. I wanted to ask you about the battle in midfield, where there is a lot of talent as well. How important do you think that duel on midfield is going to be in order to see how the final is going to end up? Well, it's an important area of the game where you get where everything, how the creation, the possession, domination of the game, etc., is created, is formed. Controlling midfield is very important, but of course it's important to play well in all lines, in all areas. I spoke about the top level of our opponents, France and Portugal, and also our team. We have so many stars, and we have to look at all the facets, all the aspects in the game. You have to avoid making mistakes in defense, in top security areas, as we call them, and you have to be clinical in front of goal. And so we have to try to control every aspect of the game, because games at this level, it doesn't really are not decided by controlling a certain aspect of the game, right? We have to attack well, defend well, be balanced. As a team, it's a final. I insist. It's very rare that you will see four people like this in the semi-final with so many stars, right? Among these four teams, in this final four, like super recognized players, great stars, it's going to be very difficult to find four teams like this and get together in a semi-final like this, right? In a final four like this. Next time it might be in the World Cup. So I wish we can be there as well. I wanted to ask you about the captain, Alvaro Morata, who's lost some weight within the national team in the last few games. He hasn't played many minutes. I don't know how he's taking it, if he's the same leader that everybody saw during the Euros, and how is he taking that, the lack of minutes? Yes, no doubt. He's the same, not only for me, but for the rest of my mates, my workmates. And his teammates, it doesn't matter how many minutes he plays, he's still important. He's especially important now. Why do I say that? Because he's a most loved footballer, respected footballer. He's very valued. He's a team player. He will have the chance, if he has the chance to play, he would give us all. There will be moments when he will have less minutes, of course, but he's super important for us. We value a lot what's behind the scenes, right, in the dressing room. And in there, he's a leader. And for us, he's the best leader we could have. And for his teammates, he's exceptional. So there's a lot of football in his legs. And of course, that he will have great moments with us with the national team. He will be important for us for sure. And we all hope he's very successful for him and for our sake too.